Well, my big question is, why are we killing our rivers? You know, the evidence is very clear that for decades, for generations, we're doing practices, we're killing our rivers. The arguments often lie in the diagnosis of how we're killing our rivers. I'm not really interested in that. We know we're killing our rivers. I want to know, why are we still doing that? So the way I'm trying to answer that question is trying to flip it completely on its head. The main way that people talk about rivers and the way we manage rivers is in techno-scientific rationales. It's about parts per million this, and it's about percentage dissolved oxygen that. While that stuff's important, it frames it in a way that has people arguing over whether it's 6.7 or it's 6.8. Folks, you've missed the point. We're killing our rivers. It's either faster or slower if it's 6.7 or 6.8. So the way I'm trying to answer that question is say, actually, what would the river say? So the way we're doing it is what we're calling a river ethnography. We're trying to bring together the voice of the river. And what does that mean? Well, what is a river doing when it's flooding? It's a river being a river. And what is a river doing when it bursts its banks and it meanders around? That's a river being a river. So that's one of the voices of the river. Some other voices of the river are the inhabitants of it, are the minnows and the eels and the not so pretty little bugsy things. And it's the plants. What these things are telling us are voices of the river. So that 6.7 or that 6.8, that's actually one of those voices. But it's not the only voice. And then there are also the people that live on the banks of the river. There are people who have had generations of history with that river. And in some cases in New Zealand, they have the identity comes from the river. Ko au te awa, ko te awa ko au. I am the river and the river is me. And so their voice is important, but it's not the only voice. You know, there are people who have come in since, and so we have other people who might use the river. There might be canoers, there might be fishers. And so this river ethnography says all of those people contribute something to say, and those collective voices become the voice of the river. And so what are we finding? Well, the evidence is actually clear. We know the rivers are dying, and the way it's telling us is because some rivers don't flow anymore. Some rivers are becoming so poisonous in the summertime that, you know, the algae, the formitium in there, that will kill the dogs. So what I've found is we're killing our rivers because we don't care about them anymore. People are extracting water from the river to do this, and then they're putting their waste in the river to do that, and we're not respecting the voice of the river. We need to start listening to our rivers. They're screaming out, we're just not listening. So folks, if we can just listen to our rivers, hear what they're saying, and then take the action that's required, we'll stop killing our rivers. Kia ora mai tātou.